Alongside our main episodes of Oxford Plus, for Season 4, we're introducing a short fortnightly mini-series in between the main episodes, brought to you by me, Susanna Diaga, and in partnership with Mishcon Durea. In each episode, we ask our guests the same 4 questions, designed to reveal how they think, what shapes their decisions, and what they're curious about right now. The questions stay the same. The answers rarely do. This is Oxford Plus in brief. So, Ceri, this is the mini episode where I ask sort of similar questions every week and get a bit of a quick fire. What would success look like if we got this right?
Okay. With 20 years in investment banking, I was arm's length as an advisor. Success for me would be to be fully integrated with a company and see them grow and develop a product that will reach patients and determine patients' life and make a huge difference. That would be amazing.
What advice would you give someone entering the Oxford ecosystem tomorrow?
Come and find me.
Yeah?
Come and talk to me and I will point them in the right direction. Meet Chris and Michael, founders
Absolutely.
and funders, because they are so warm and kind and considerate, and they will embrace you and they will help you navigate Oxford ecosystem. Go to the Lamb and Flag.
Absolutely.
The pub is full of ideas and full of really friendly people and amazing staff. So I think those are 3 useful pointers to begin with. Oh, and listen to Oxford Plus podcast.
I'll pay you later, Ceri. Of course. What is Oxford great at and what is it structurally bad at?
Oxford is great at meeting astonishing people. Oxford is great at meeting people who are so modest. You have to tell people like Dame Professor Carol Robinson to say, don't be modest, Carol. You are truly brilliant. And the fact that I can bump into people like her and Kay Davis, it's bonkers. You know, it's a great levelling system, a great levelling environment.
I would go further. I think it's great, very humbling.
Oh, wow. I know. Oxford is great at that. It's not good at, and this is going to sound completely hypocritical from what I've just said, at connecting people. I think I am a connector and I love connecting people. So Oxford needs to do that a little bit more.
What do you think Oxford will look like in 2050?
I'd like to think that we're close to the 3% Boston stat, that Oxford has created this real wealth of companies outside the university in OSE, who, by the way, are doing a tremendous job. I'd like to see infrastructure to support these spin-out companies. We really need to support the spin-out companies. We're not scaling as well as we should. And why is that? It's okay for companies to be sold to other companies if within that deal they recognise that actually that parent company will supply a balance sheet and critical infrastructure to allow them to scale. So Demis Hassabis, amazing guy who sold DeepMind to Google for 400 million. But he said, I'm going to stay in the UK. You need to recognise that actually, how do you accelerate your scale? It's okay to be bought by a company, but allow that parent company to invest in Oxford, welcome them. So I'd really like to see in 2050, we have some great companies, some great parent companies recognising that they can do better with companies from the Oxfordshire ecosystem.
I actually was catching up with Tom Adeyola last night, preparing for Oxford Tech Week, which by the time people hear this, it will have happened.
Yeah.
He was really interesting because he was saying there's been a change in this tide, that because of arguably what Donald Trump has done to the academic world and many of the funding routes and, quite frankly, perception of living in America for some people, that many founders are saying they will not move to America, and that in response to that, investors are already changing and saying, well, no, we'll fund people in place and we're happy for them to stay. And so I would say, to add to your point, which I think is so well made, that for anyone listening, there is control over this. You are not entirely subject to what your investors' default setting might have been to date. I think that people that like being in Oxford, for all of the reasons we've been discussing, I would just say have a bit of faith that you can fight for that if you want to stay.
And also, I don't know whether you've spoken to Tom Harty, one of the co-founders of Oxford Ionics, and I asked, how did he create what he's created today when nobody was talking about hardware, nobody was talking about quantum, but here we are now. And he found a mentor within a government policymaker, and he found a mentor within Oxford. And he said without those two people really championing his cause and his belief, he would have really struggled to where he's got to today. So I really hope that these learnings are communicated and understood. The only way we're going to grow is for people to really communicate how they can do things a little bit better. So let's learn from that.
What would you do if you had a magic wand?
I would have the very best investor database for people who are looking for particular companies to invest in today. This whole database of people who can support these scale-up companies, people who will come in and help them. So actually just have this ecosystem like I created when I worked in the investment bank. If I can replicate that in Oxford to create that huge organogram that allow people to thrive and be nourished, that would be my magic wand.
I love it. Go do it. Thank you, Ceri.
Pleasure.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Oxford Plus, presented by me, Susanna Diaga. If you want to stay up to date with all things Oxford Plus, please visit our website, oxfordplus.co.uk, and sign up for our newsletter so you never miss an update. Oxford Plus was made in partnership with Mishcon de Rare and is produced and edited by Story 94.